Guys, I wanted to make this video to give you guys who don't know what you're doing, like myself, a heads up on changing the water pump on a 1993 Honda Accord. Ran into a couple of problems and I just wanted to update you so that it'd be easier job for you guys to do. So basically what you can see from here, ended up having to remove the alternator and the oil pump to get all the access to the front coverings and taking them all out. The motor mount, had to take that out. Had to jack up the engine to make sure to remove the motor mount. So right now the engine, this side, is actually sitting on the jack. And also didn't really have to disconnect the alternator, just make sure the battery was disconnected and moved it off to the side. And this here oil pump, the same thing, just disconnect it and move it out to the side. The biggest challenge I had was removing that big bolt from the center camshaft to remove the pulley that holds the timing belt. It's a 19 millimeters bolt, and there it is. And that was the biggest struggle. The way I had to do it was to buy some tools that I found pretty much at Harbor Freight. Ended up having to get these vice grips with the chain, and that's what held the pulley as I broke that nut loose with this heavy duty breaker bar, 20-inch extension, half-inch drive, and this heavy duty Craftsman 19 millimeter socket. And all I did was put the chain vise around the pulley and the back of the vise grip up against this drive axle here so it wouldn't move. And after putting the extension out on top of a jack stand to have it balance and support the pressure, was able to break it free. Now the indicator that I did not know about prior to working on my car was how to check if your water pump actually went out. As you probably already guessed, I'm having heating problems. I changed the thermostat, did the radiator flush, checked the relays, only to find out that it's my water pump. And a good way to find out if your water pump's bad before getting in there is to look at the back of your engine block for seepage. Let me see if I can get in here and show you what I'm talking about. This here's the back of the block. Okay, you can see all the corrosion right here from the water buildup. All this is the minerals from the water where it was leaking back here. So that's the indicator to check if you have a bad water pump. Now, just above the timing belt, up in this area, you have your water pump. And this is the body of the water pump. Okay, now you can see this little tube right here. That's the body of the water pump, but you see this hole? There's this one, and there's one more up above there somewhere. But what happens is that when your water pump goes out, this inner wall on that tube gets eaten away and the water starts to seep out here. And that's where you can see it's all corroded right here, where all the water's been sitting, coming out hot and just turning into buildup, mineral buildup. So basically, just get under your car, look at the back of your block, and look for this indicator. Now let me show you what the new one. This here's the new one, and the way you see it is exactly how it's mounted on the car. So that piece of that tube I was showing you, that inner wall, that's in here. And I turn this sideways to get a better idea. See that hole there? There's an inner wall in there, and once it gives away, that's where the water just comes out. You got that one and that little one right above. So with that being said, once you know that indicator in the back of your block, see all that corrosion, change the water pump. It's a big job. here's the brackets that I had to remove. One of them is the alternator bracket, and then the other one's for the oil pump. Also too, I was told to only buy Honda parts, so these are the seals that I bought, because since I'm going to be in there, I might as well change them out, knowing that I don't have to come back later. This one here is for the oil pump. It's kind of weird shape. And then again, this is a 93 Honda Accord, and you got the camshaft seal, and these other two, where I was told, are for the holes on the back of the pump. I haven't got that far yet, but I did do as recommended, buy only Honda parts when it comes to seals. And here's just the manifest of how much those seals cost me. $47.98 for the 5 seals, but it's a guarantee that you're not gonna have problems with Honda parts. Alright guys, well that's pretty much all the information I wanted to share that I picked up on my own. Oh, one more important thing about the timing belt is that you want to get the camshaft to this point where it says up, and it's let's see if I can show you the indicator. And I had a hard problem with this one too, because you couldn't really see on the video, but there's the little window where you want to see your marker for your timing, and it's just the angle, you really can't make it out, but I'm gonna try to get this up in there so you can see where it's supposed to be. There we go. See the mark? See how it lines up in the middle of that thing, of that little indicator? Well, that's what you're looking for. There's also no, you can't see it. Well, anyways, that's the marking that you're looking for. Dead center.